Hi everyone, Ashley here and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today's speed card making video is going to show you how to make this cute interactive holiday card where at first it seems like it's just a couple bunnies decorating a Christmas tree, and then you pull the tab and you realize that there is a Yeti hiding in the snow waiting to jump out at them. But I don't think he's going to attack them because he's got his cute little popsicle and he seems pretty friendly. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm starting by making the interactive element using a pull tab die by Waffle Flower. This is actually pretty simple to come together. I was a little bit intimidated at first, but it's not so bad once you start. So basically what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut a channel into the card front and then cut the associated tab that goes with it. And you'll see it all come together soon. I put some red pattern paper as the background of the card. It'll be sort of the border. And now I'm placing the pull tab into the channel. And that channel is just in this Lawn Fawn pattern paper. It's the speckled paper to kind of look like snow. And then you kind of just shove the little pieces through the holes of the channel, and then they bend out to kind of make a flat fold, which you can then glue your critter on, or whatever you're having being pulled up. So in this case, it's the Yeti. So I just glued the Yeti onto the pull tab, and if there's any adhesive left over, you can just erase it with an eraser to make sure it doesn't stick. And then the die set also comes with this sort of pull tab topper. So I'm gluing that on and then just cutting off any excess paper that was hanging off beyond it. So then you end up with your pull tab with the cute little topper and the Yeti that can go up and down in the channel. I will say the thing to watch out for when you're using this pull tab die is just that you want it to start and end where you want your pull channel to start and end. So what that often means for me is partial die cutting. So you place the channel where you want it to start at the bottom, and then you only die cut up to the part where you want it to end, which means that you put your sandwich, so when you're die cutting you usually have a sandwich of plastic cutting boards, you put your top plastic cutting board only up to the point where you want the channel to end. Unfortunately I did all this die cutting off camera, so you won't be able to see it, but hopefully this explanation makes sense, and definitely feel free to ask questions down in the comments if you're not sure how it works. It seems complicated, but once you actually kind of use it yourself, you'll realize it's not so bad. So I'm popping the back of that card front up onto some foam tape, and I decided to place a piece of paper over the pull tab on the back, just so that it doesn't slide around too much back there. And then I can tape that whole piece down onto the card, and you can see that the pull tab goes up and down nicely. It was then time to put the second hill on. You can tell that I already placed one side of the hill on the card already in just that white paper. That's sort of meant to be sort of like a hill in the background. But the front hill is made out of sparkly glitter cardstock. And if you've watched many of my videos, you know that I love glitter and I love sparkles and basically anything shiny. So I tend to use this white glitter paper in a lot of my holiday cards just because you can kind of get away with it looking like snow for every scene building card that you make, and it's glittery and fun, so I love it. So I went ahead and put that hill onto some foam and popped it up over the pull channel so that the Yeti can still move up and down without hitting any foam. So that is another thing to keep in mind when you're building these pull tab cards, is that you want to make sure that whatever you're putting in front of your pull tab element to hide it, just make sure that it's not going to block it in any way. So make sure that any foam that you're using to lift anything up is just far enough away from the element that you're choosing to pull. So then it was time to just adhere all of these other little stamped images onto my card. And if you've been watching some of my other videos, you'll know that I actually went ahead and stamped, colored, and cut a whole bunch of holiday-related images way ahead of time and have them compiled all up in that little Tupperware that you can see in the top right corner of the screen. So basically, whenever I want to make a holiday card right now, all I have to do is go into my Tupperware and take out the images that I want, and then I get to use them on my card without having to stamp them or color them or anything. So, I mean, I do love coloring, so coloring them all was really fun, but it's kind of nice when you just want to throw together a whole bunch of cards like you often do during the holidays, not to have to stamp and color them for every single card, and it makes each card come together a lot faster, so I'm really enjoying it for that reason. So I knew that I wanted the Yeti to be holding a popsicle, so just putting some glue on his little hand now and then sticking the popsicle on and trying to figure out the best way to put it on so that it doesn't move around when you slide him up and down. So I decided that in his left hand, I guess, right hand when you're looking at him, it actually stuck on pretty well. And then I used foam to actually stick onto the back of each of the other critters so that their feet could be placed on the elevated hill and their bodies could just kind of glue onto the back of the card so that they'd be sort of flat. And apologies for my head there, that kind of gets stuck in the video. I guess when I'm leaning over to make sure things are centered, it sometimes blocks the video. So I put a bunch of the ornaments onto the tree, and then I'm just taping some extra little presents as well as the little carrot wrapped as a present, which I thought was super cute for the bunnies, just below the tree, just to kind of add a few other extra little things. And I'm using some double-sided tape to glue those elements onto the glitter paper because I think that just sticks better to glitter. And then I'm just using some liquid glue to kind of do any finishing touches to the pieces that kind of needed to be glued to each other. So sort of like that candy cane part that needed to be glued to the tree, or the ornaments that needed to be glued onto the tree. And then the final touch that I'm adding to these cards is just a little bit of sparkle with some Wink of Stella, and then some shine with some glossy accents. And I just put that onto the ornaments and to the little star, just to have them have a little bit of three-dimensional effect. So that is the finished card for today. I think that it's super cute with the Yeti that pops up from behind the snow, and you can see that here that the slider works perfectly. You pull on the tab and the Yeti just pops right up, and then you can push it back down and he'll go back down. So the pull tab die is really nice because it can be used in so many different ways, and it's really versatile. So I certainly encourage you to try it out if you haven't, or if you've been too sort of intimidated by it. It's really not that bad. And actually, the way that it's built can probably be engineered without the dies, so you could even try it on your own if you don't have the die. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. All those YouTube things help. And in case you didn't know, I do post videos here to YouTube at least once a week, so if I don't see you before then, I will see you in a week. Thanks for watching. Bye!